Alright, so book the maiden edition. We are proudly sponsored by Ducks Open University. When we talk of Ghana's #1 practical media school, if you need a practical training in the field of media and you need a school to go, then I recommend Ducks Open University to you. Also, Rantre Grilled In for parties, weddings, engagements, what have you. If you need someone to give you that special meal to enjoy with friends and family, just contact them on 0302 947 542 0302 947 542 or 0554 865 150. And also, in case you want to be part of the program or sponsor the program, just call 0266 715 307 or 0246 916 298. Next, ladies and gentlemen, is Elisa Senyon.
Hello Ghanaians, my name is Elisa Senyo and a contestant of bookworm reading competition. Please vote for me to keep me in the competition. Bookworm, read today, lead tomorrow. Thank you.
Alright, so we have Elisa here with us. Elisa, welcome and how are you?
I'm fine.
Alright, so turn to the shelves and pick any of the stories for us. Any of them. Decision making. All right, so let's have the title and you start to read. Judges, Elisa is ready.
The Imaginations of a Blind Man. Two men were seriously ill. They occupied the same room in the hospital. One of them was lying in the bed near the only window in their room. Every day he was allowed to spend some time sitting up in his bed to help draining the fluid from lungs. The other man was forced to spend all days flat on his back. They talked a lot about their life, families, jobs, vacations. Every time when the first man was sitting by the window, he described in details all that he saw outside the window. His roommate always looked for those moments, when his world was broadened and brightened up by the world outside. Amazing views of a park with a beautiful lake could be seen from the window of their room. Children delightfully played among ducks and swans. Couples walked arm in arm among colorful flowers. Also, the stunning city skyline could be seen. When the man by the window had been thoroughly describing all that was happening outside the window, his roommate would close his eyes and image all the beautiful scenes of life that were told to him. One night, the man whose bed was near the window died peacefully during sleep, and his roommate was very sad. After some time, when the nurse
All right,
came...
thank you so much, Lisa. Madam Nancy. Okay, Mr. McCarthy.
Lisa, is Lisa right?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. So you have done exceptionally well, except for one mistake that I want to correct. It's thoroughly. It's on the fourth paragraph, on the first line. Okay, thoroughly. Kindly pronounce it after me.
Thoroughly.
Beautiful. But nevertheless, you've done very well, exceptionally well. I hope to see you soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Lisa. To keep in the competition, visit our Speak App mobile app. Go there, download the app, and continue to vote for all *365 *366 hash. And then you follow her code BW6. Next to read for us, ladies and gentlemen, is Josephine Katei.
Ghanaians. My name is Josephine Mafio Kabuki Kate and a contestant for Bookworm Reading Competition. Please vote for me to keep me in the competition. Bookworm, read today, lead tomorrow.
With us. How are you doing, Josephine? All right, so turn to the shelves and pick any of the stories you see there. Okay. So you mentioned the title, and then you start to read. Judges, Josephine is ready. Josephine, you can go.
Kidnap. I will begin the story of my adventures with a certain morning early in the month of June 1751. When I took the key for the last time out of the door of my father's house, the sun began to shine upon the summit of the hills as I went down the road. And by the time I had come as far as the manse, the blackbirds were whistling in the garden's lilacs, and in the mist that hung around the valley in the time of the dawn was beginning to arise and die away. Mr. Campbell, the minister of Essendon, was waiting for me by the garden gate. Good man, he asked me if I had breakfast, and hearing that I lacked for nothing.
All right, thank you so much, Josephine. Mr. Entry.
Josephine, you are too relaxed in your reading, so you have to work on it. But you've done well, and we hope to see you in the next round, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you so much, Josephine, and we hope to see you next week. To vote for her is *365 *366#, and you follow her code BW7. Next to read to our ears, ladies and gentlemen, is Kezia Mensah.
Hello Ghanaians, my name is Kezia Mensah and a contestant of Bookworm Reading Competition. Please vote for me to keep me in the competition. Bookworm, read today, lead tomorrow. Thank you.
Right, so we have Kezia here with us. Kezia, how are you doing?
I'm well.
All right, so turn to the shelves and pick any of the stories, one of them. Okay, so you mentioned the title and you begin to read for us. Judges, Kezia.
The last cab ride. 20 years ago, I drove a cab for a living. One time, I arrived in the middle of night for a pickup at a building that was dark except for a single light in the ground floor window. Under these circumstances, many drivers could just honk once or twice, wait a minute, then drive away. But I had seen too many improvers. People depended on taxis as their only means of transport, unless a situation smelled of danger. I always went to the door. The passenger might be someone who needs my assistance. I reasoned to myself, so I walked to the door and knocked. Just a minute, answered a fair elderly once. I could hear something beginning drag across the floor. After a long pause, the The door opened. A small woman in her 80s stood before me. She was wearing a print dress and a pillbox hat with a veil paint on it. Somebody out of 1940s movie by her side.
All right, thank you so much, Kezia. Madam Nancy.
Kezia,
Yes,
how are
please.
you?
I'm fine.
You look a bit tense. When you are reading, take your time, okay? Good. You did well, but let's do some few corrections, okay? Good. Let's go to paragraph 2, line 2. The word is impoverished. Pronounce it.
Impoverished.
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 And you were reading the line 3, the same paragraph, unless the situation smelled of danger.
Danger.
Yes, danger. Then on the same paragraph, the last line, just a minute, answered a frail. A frail.
A frail.
Good. Then we're moving on to the next paragraph. That is paragraph 3. I could hear something being dragged. It's being. Good. Being. Very good. Apart from that, you did well. Hope to see you in the next round.
Thank you.
Good.
All right, thank you so much, Kezia. To vote for her, it is *365 *366 hash, and you follow her code BW8. Next, ladies and gentlemen, is Lawrence Misa.
Hello Ghanaians, my name is Opomisa Lawrence and a contestant of Bookworm Reading Competition. Kindly vote for me to keep me in the competition. Bookworm, read today, lead tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, so we have Lawrence here with us. Lawrence, how are you doing?
Please, I'm fine.
All right, so turn to the shelves and pick any of the stories you find there.
Okay.
At the corner, yes. One of them. Anyone? Okay. So you mentioned the title and you start to read. Judges, Lawrence is ever ready for you.
The cloud. One hot summer morning, a little cloud rose out of the sea and floated lightly and happily across the blue sky. Far below lay the earth, brown, dry, and desolate from drought. The little cloud could see the poor people of the earth working and suffering in the hot fields, while she herself floated on the morning breeze, hither and thither without a care. Or if I could any help the poor people down there, she thought, if I could but make their work easier, or give the hungry ones food, or the thirsty a drink. As the day passed, the cloud became larger. This wish to do something for the people of earth was ever greater in her heart. On earth it grew hotter and hotter. The sun burned down so fiercely that the people were fainting in its rays. It seemed as if they must die of heat, and yet they obligated to go on with their work, for they were very poor. Sometimes they stood and looked up at the cloud as if they were praying and saying, "Ah, if you could help us." "I will help you, I will," said the cloud, and she began to sink softly down toward the earth. But suddenly, as she floated down, she remembered something which had been told her when she was a tiny cloud child, in the lap of Mother Ocean. It had been whispered that if the clouds go too near the earth, they will die. When she remembered this, she held herself from sinking and swayed here and
All
there.
right, thank you so much, Lawrence. Judges, Mr. McCarthy.
Good, Lawrence. Thank you for coming. You have done very well. Just one error that I want to correct.
Okay.
The third paragraph on the third line, obliged to go on with their work. Obliged. Kindly pronounce this after me.
Obliged.
Good. So I hope you don't repeat that error again. But you have done well. See you next week.
All right, see you next week. Lawrence, the program is proudly powered by Media 7 Group of Companies, your number one broadcast and communication platform solutions. And we are ably sponsored by Dr. Open University and Rantree Grilled. In to sponsor or support the program, please call 0266 715 307 or 0246 916 298. It's still bookworm. Next, ladies and gentlemen, is Quinsta Marty.
Hello, Ghanaians. My name is Kristy and I am a contestant of the bookworm reading competition. Please vote for me to keep me in the competition. Bookworm, read today, read tomorrow. Thank you.
Quinsta, how you doing?
Fine.
All right, so turn to the shelves and pick any of the stories. Just pick one. Okay. So you tell us the title and you begin to read. Judges, Quinsta.
The last cab ride. 20 years ago, I drove a cab for a living. One time, I arrived in the middle of the night for pick-up at a building that was dark except for a single light in a ground floor window. Under these circumstances, many drivers would just honk once or twice, wait a minute, then drive away. But I had seen too many impoverished people who depended on taxis as their only means of transportation unless a situation smelled of danger. I always went to the door. This passenger might be someone who needs my assistance, I reasoned to myself. So I walked to the door and knocked. Just a minute, answered a frail, elderly voice. I could hear something being dragged across the floor. After a long pause, the door opened. A small woman in her 80s stood before me. She was wearing a print dress and a pillbox hat with a veil pinned on it, like somebody out of 1940s movie. By her side was a small nylon suitcase. The apartment looked as if no one had lived in it for years. All the furniture was covered with sheets. There were no clocks on the walls, no knickknacks or utensils on the counters. In the corner was a cardboard box filled with photos and glassware. "Would you carry my bag out to the car?" she said. I took the suitcase to the cab, then returned to assist the woman. She took my arm and we walked slowly.
All right, thank you so much, Quinsta. Your time is up, Mr. Nchi.
Quinsta,
Yes.
that was a good attempt, okay? But I would encourage you to continue reading at home.
Yes, please.
What was the last storybook you read?
My naughty little sister and bad Harry.
Okay, but I hope you're not naughty. So that's good. We hope to see you in the next round. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, hope to see you next week. To vote for her, it is *365 *366 hash, and you follow her code BW10 or download the Speak Up mobile app. Go to polls, select Bookworm Kids Reading Show, tap on the picture of your favorite contestant, and enter number of votes you want 100, 200, 300. Just keep voting for them to sponsor the program. It is 0266 715 307 0246 916 298. We take a break. When we are back, it's still Bookworm Live.